What's up, Quadcopter fans? HungerDrone.com. Today I'm going to be flying my F450 DJI Flame Wheel knockoff. I'm taking off here currently. Let me get it stable. It does not have self-leveling on, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it. It is a little bit windy. As you can see, it's handling great. Before I was having all sorts of problems, and ever since I was able to swap out the propellers, I'm using 1045 carbon fiber propellers, about $13 on Amazon. Extremely good pickup. These propellers have made night and day difference. I was about ready to scrap the KK 2.15 board, but now I feel pretty confident in this quadcopter's flying abilities. It handles great now. Self-leveling's working. If anyone wants to know my settings for my PI as well as the auto leveling, let me know. One of the big issues that I think I had was I was taking off in self-leveling mode, which was screwing it up. So after reading the Stevie's firmware manual for the KK 2.15 board, hang on one second, I noticed that the way that he takes off is basically without auto leveling on, and then switch it on once you're in the air, which makes sense because then it's actually going to auto level. As long as it's not oscillating with a bunch of wind. So that was pretty close to the head, but still this thing is very smooth. You can see I'm flying at a fairly high rate here. I'm going to do a test going up. This thing just shoots up in the air. So super happy about that. I feel pretty confident now that I could potentially put a camera on here. I just wasn't sure. I do have some front lights running on the front, but they're still tied into my throttle. So once I get in there, I got to get into the Turnigy 9X controller and get that swapped out and mapped over to one of the flip switches on the controller. Because right now I have the flip switch with the auto leveling. So as you can see, handling great. This thing's flying like a pretty fast, quadcopter in that mid-range, like a tarantula, handling well. So next step might be to put a gimbal on this if I can continue to get a few more consistent flights. I did pick up an 808 keychain camera, so that's going to be the next step, is strapping that on there while I do the next several test flights, as well as once I get the additional lights on the rear or rear orientation, then I'm going to go ahead and probably do some night flights with it too as well. I just want to get that confidence level up a little bit higher with it, because about the first month of it, it was just, I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I had a bad ESC, still possibly might, because it is getting warm. So checked all the connections, soldering points, couldn't find anything that would be causing that ESC to get hot. Even swapped out some motors, swapped the motors around actually, and it still was getting warm. So I do have one. Luckily I was able to contact the seller with Amazon, replaced it, no issue. No fighting, no hassle, unlike dealing with Banggood or GearBest. It's a little bit of a headache if you get a crappy part from them. So handling great. I'm very pleased with it. I do have my own modification on there for the landing gear, running the ESCs up top now. And then I have the landing gear scabbed onto the bottom, just so it makes it a little bit easier to land. Haven't really been taking it up too high or too far out, but whenever I jam on this throttle stick and go up, this thing shoots up crazy fast. So just do some 360 turns, show off the yaw rate, but before, when I was doing turns, this thing would flip upside down. When I would take off, it would flip backwards on me. And the only thing I've done is I've just changed out the props, which is pretty insane. So I'm really happy with how it's flying. There is a decent wind today. I would say it's about mid-range. It's not mild. It's about mid-range. So bringing in for a landing. As you can see, the new gear definitely doing its job. No tipping over anymore because the landing gear is not centered in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off power on the transmitter as well as the quadcopter. I was getting a beep on my transmitter telling me that my batteries were low in this Turnigy transmitter. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if this video helped you out in any way. Look forward to some new upcoming videos with camera mounted on this quadcopter here in the near future.